So annoyingly, I am having issues with my webcam tonight. Um, I don't know why it's doing this. I guess I've never tried to record something this long before, so I don't know. But it's been kind of on and off acting like freaky. So, and I don't want to re-record the first half because I liked the flow of it and I don't think I could redo it. So I'm just going to continue on. I was in the middle of answering the question about when I first fell in love with Darren. And, oh gosh, where did I leave off? Oh, I was talking about, yeah, my ex-boyfriend, that's right. Yeah, so Darren was basically just something else to focus on. Like when I first decided I liked him, I was just looking at pictures of him because I was like, you're cute, and I would rather stare at you than think about my ex-boyfriend. So that's what I was doing. But then I watched videos. I started watching, interviews and all sorts of other stuff like that, and found out more about him as a human being, and that was when I really fell in love with him. And that was not this past April, but the April before. And it was when it was the first time I dog sat for this family that I'm currently dog sitting for at this very second. And I watched the live stream he did where he's wearing the pink and purple plaid and just has the keyboard and all that stuff, and he acts like a big fool. And then the other one I watched was like this 20-minute fan video that someone had put together of a bunch of stuff that he said in interviews over time. It was really long, and I don't know, but it was really good, and it like really drew me in for some reason. And so then I just remember not being able to sleep because I was obsessively watching Darren interviews. Because and the more I learned about him, the more I realized that he basically embodies everything that I value in a person, in a friend, that I would want in a boyfriend. I just feel like the more I watched the videos, the more I felt this kindred spirit with him, like his sense of humor and I don't know, his positive outlook on life and all this stuff, and I just felt like he and I would be friends, and that was truly when I fell in love with him. So that was a year and a half ago now. So yeah, been in love with Darren for a while now. It's kind of sad, but also awesome because yes, Darren is awesome. Yeah. Anyway. This next question is kind of in two parts, and it was given to me by Shelby, so it'll make more sense when I read it if you know that. She asked me what is my favorite thing about where I live, and also where I would take her or her and Shelly and Kirsten, I'm guessing, if they all came to visit. The favorite thing about where I live, I don't know. I guess if we're talking about Michigan as a whole, I would say, I don't know, I guess our cities are kind of cool. Like Grand Rapids, which is really close to where I went to college, is on the west side of the state. And it's probably one of the coolest smaller cities. It's kind of in between. It's not as big as Chicago, but it's not a tiny little city. I don't know exactly how to describe it. But it's really cool and really artsy, and every year they have this huge major art fair, and a lot of time the kids at college get involved in it, and it's called Art Prize, and it's internationally known and all this stuff, and there's all these really really cool, really classy bars downtown, and just I don't know, it's just a really cool area. And then I feel like Ann Arbor, which is smaller but still kind of similar, is the same way. But Ann Arbor is a college town, so that's kind of part of why, because U of M's there. But I love Ann Arbor. There's all these really cool independent shops and places to go. And there's the music scene in Ann Arbor is really big. It's a really big college music scene. The Blind Pig, where I saw Charlene the other night, is just a huge thing. Darren used to play there all the time. I was standing I was standing in the Blind Pig with my best friend Ashley. She's the one who went with me to the show. And I was like, I just looked at her and I was like, do you understand how many times Darren Criss played here? And I just had no idea. I just didn't know he was playing. And she was like, yeah, I bet that kills you. I'm like, I don't even want to talk about it. But, so anyway, yeah, the Blind Pig's there. And then there's all these, there's all these other little bars in the area. And, the U of M campus is beautiful. And I don't know. I just feel like it's a really cool little town. And, well, not little town, little city. But also my other favorite thing about Michigan is our Great Lakes. The lakes are huge and beautiful. They look like little freshwater oceans. The beaches, especially along Lake Michigan on the west side of the state, are very ocean-like. Like there's white sand and I don't know. And the lake is so huge that when you look out, it looks like you're looking out into the ocean. And I just love that. It's beautiful. So there's that. Where I would take you. Well, I would take you to Ann Arbor because you're a huge Star Kid fan. So, well, I would take anyone to Ann Arbor just because it's cool. But especially if you came to visit me, Shelby, because I would take you to the U of M campus because it's beautiful and you would want to see it anyway. But then we can go to the theater building. It's open. Like I've been there. I've been in the building where they did the Potter plays. So we go there. We can see just where they went to college, see all the beautiful stuff. I would take you guys shopping. I'd try if like we had infinite time, I would take you to the beaches, and I'd take you up north because northern Michigan is really cool with the Mackinac Bridges that connects the Lower Peninsula and the Upper Peninsula. Mackinac Island there is really cool. It's really pretty. You have to take a ferry over to it. And they don't have cars there. It's all horse-drawn and bicycles and stuff. And they're really famous for their fudge, so we would get fudge. And I don't know, there's a lot of cool stuff to do there, too. And, where else? That might be it. Yeah, probably. But that's kind of a lot. I would take you to the beaches, to Ann Arbor, and to Mackinac. So, hey, that would be fun. What is your favorite Olympic event? Oh, gosh. Okay, so definitely gymnastics. But I think that's partially because I'm a dancer. And even though dancers and gymnasts are not the same thing, by any stretch of the imagination, it's probably one of the closest things to dance that the Olympics has, besides the rhythmic gymnastics but for some reason I don't like watching that. Or like the ribbon dancing and the batons and yeah, I don't know why, I just don't like that. But I like the regular gymnasts. I guess just because it amazes me what they can do with their bodies. Like I've always been, even though I'm a dancer and I try to be fairly fearless with some of the things that I can do with my body, I've always been afraid of like flipping, of like I can't even freaking do a cartwheel. I don't know why. I'm afraid, I guess I'm just terrified of falling on my head. But so when I watch them do those tumbling passes for floor exercise and stuff, it just blows my mind. They blow my mind. So definitely hands down gymnastics, but I also really, really, really enjoy the synchronized diving, both platform and springboard, the swimming races and stuff, and beach volleyball. I really liked beach volleyball too. What is your favorite food? I love to eat, so I hate this question. It is a close tie between tacos, macaroni and cheese, and chicken gyros. Or Greek salads with chicken. Oh, God. Probably those four things. That's a four-way tie. That's kind of crazy, but it's true. I really love food, and I really love ethnic food. Like, oh, I could go on about food forever. I love Thai food. When I get Thai food, I love all the different kinds of curry. I love the like pad prick with chicken and broccoli and the freaking brown sauce that I would just like drink by the gallon if someone would let me. So good. I love Chinese food. I love Italian food. I love Greek food. I love Mexican food. Oh, I just love food. Now I'm hungry. I'll just drink my tea and pretend that I didn't think about food. Okay, what or who, or both, inspired you to start writing? Okay, well, I think it all comes down to my sophomore year of high school. I was in a creative writing class that I took just because, strangely, all my life, I don't really know where it came from. I guess just because I liked to read. I always liked keeping a journal. And, just writing about my life, even when I was 5. It's kind of, I have a Lion King journal that I wrote in when I was 5. Or maybe not 5, but like 7, maybe 6, 7, something like that. I could barely write, and if you try to read it, I look at it now and I'm like, what is that word supposed to be? I was definitely spelling phonetically. I had no idea what I was doing. But I even tried writing like song lyrics and poetry and stuff like through the years, especially in middle school. I don't really know why that was. I think also music too. I was like really inspired by song lyrics. But I didn't really take it seriously until I took that creative writing class when I was 15. I had this teacher who ended up being my favorite teacher ever. Her name is Mrs. Hosner. I had her 3 years in a row, but the first time I had her was for this creative writing class, and I was by far the youngest person in that class. It was mostly an elective that like juniors and seniors were taking, and I was kind of intimidated by them, but I didn't let it stop me, and I went with it, and I really enjoyed it, and Mrs. Hosner really encouraged me, and like told me right away that she recognized that there was talent there, and that I think that was part of the reason that like empowered me. I was like, oh, this isn't just something I like to do, I can actually be good at it. So probably her, Mrs. Hosner, in that class. And I remember when I told her, when I came back to visit her later on after I was in college and decided to major in creative writing, she looked at me and said, I always knew that you would do that. And I was like, oh, well, it just feels really good when you have like that one person who's not your family and not your friend, but it's like this an adult person that you really respect that says something like that to you. So I feel like that was who inspired me. Do you play an instrument? Very rudimentarily. I sort of play the piano. I took piano for a few years. I think I started in 4th grade and I quit sometime in middle school. So I can read music, and I can sort of play, but not well. And I own a guitar, a really cheap guitar, because I kind of, I've always wanted to play one, but I got like kind of into it in high school when I first started dating my ex-boyfriend Dustin, because it's funny because it's not like he was some fantastic guitarist either. He only sort of played, but he could play songs. He plays better than me, but he started, kind of got me into it. And I asked for a guitar for Christmas, and my mom got me one of those like cheap set things because why spend a lot of money if you don't know if you're gonna actually stick with it? So I can sort of play a couple things. Like I can't play very many chords or like anything, but I can play Smoke on the Water and Seven Nation Army on the like low E string with, just with the one finger. And I did purchase, oh jeez, what the hell is that game called? Whatever the game, I have an Xbox, and it's the game that teaches you, it's like Guitar Hero, only you plug your real guitar into it, and it like actually teaches you to play. I own that, and I sort of started playing it, but I'm terrible with follow through with things, like terrible. I'm a really lazy, procrastinating human being, and so I haven't touched it in a while, but I'm like kind of planning to pick it up again. I did pick it up again for a while, like after getting really into Darren, because he got me all whipped up about it. But even though I don't play an instrument very well, I sing. I consider singing like playing an instrument, kind of. Your body is your instrument. That's what my choir teacher used to say. Your body is your instrument. Um, so yes, I sing. I don't sing with any real regularity right now, other than just like to myself in my room. But I was in choir for years and years. I'm a soprano, so like Jamie Lynn Beatty, her range, that's where I sing. That's me. Um, okay, so that's that question. Where did you go to college? I went to college at Grand Valley State University in Allendale, Michigan. Allendale is like a little podunk cow town in the middle of fucking nowhere. But it's 20 minutes outside of Grand Rapids, the city I was referring to earlier. So there is civilization nearby if you are interested. It's a great college. To this day, unsure whether or not it was really the right one for me, but at the same time, I wouldn't take it back because the people in my life are the most important thing to me, and I wouldn't have met my sorority sisters or joined a sorority at all, or made some of the other friends I have, like my friend Ashley Harriger, who was my randomly assigned freshman roommate, who is currently still one of my very best friends. And just a bunch of other people, like my friend Amanda, my friend Katie. There's all sorts of people I know that I wouldn't know if I didn't go there. So I would never take it back. And I would never not recommend that college to someone else. It's a great school. Yeah. Just when you are going to college, make sure that you apply to more than one place, that you actually visit campuses, that you don't like make it up in your mind before you get there, because that's a bad idea. Okay, next question. Your favorite quote? I don't know. I have a lot, and I feel like whenever I get asked this question, I can never like come up with any of the ones that I normally think of or like. All I can say is I reblog a lot of quotes on my writing blog, JRiv in Transition. It's on Tumblr too. I have a link to it on Darren's a Dainty Dude as well. I think a lot of them that I like really are F. Scott Fitzgerald, which is funny. But most of them are not from his books. They're quotes that he said in life or said in like essays or personal statement papers and stuff. They were not part of his fiction. So that's an interesting thing. And there's also one that I saw on Pinterest, I think it was earlier today, that was Oscar Wilde, or maybe it was Thoreau. I can't remember, but it was something like, here, I have the internet open, I'll pull it up. This internet is really slow, so it might take a minute. Oh, God dang it, I spelled it wrong. Well, in the meantime, while this tries to work itself out, I also, obviously, I love Harry Potter, so I have some very particular quotes that I love from that one. One of them is, they're ones that everybody says too, so they're kind of cliche at this point, but the one that Dumbledore says about there's light even in the darkest of times if only you remember, or there's happiness even in the darkest of times if only you remember to turn on the light. That one I love. Also the one that Sirius says to Harry in Order of the Phoenix about there being light and dark in all of us, and it's how you choose to behave. There is no such thing as someone who's totally good and totally evil. That whole thing. I love that quote too. Oh, come on, Pinterest. It's taking 45 years to load. But it was basically, like, be silly, be honest, and don't forget to live, or something like that. I really liked that. So that's kind of cool. Next question. Are you going to LeakyCon 2013? Hopefully. I don't have a lot of money, but since we are going to be shelling out this money in increments, I think I probably can do it. The 140 by itself for registration, I could probably do no problem. So, I mean, not this very minute, but by the time we, get confirmation that StarKid's going and it opens up and all that, I should be able to afford it. And then from there, we can buy, I'll buy my plane ticket, sometime down the road when it gets closer. And then, we'll figure out hotel rooms and like all food and all that stuff like when I actually go. So it's like kind of in stages. So hopefully that will make it affordable and I can go because I really want to. I've never been to LeakyCon, so I think that'd be really cool. I hate to ever pass up an opportunity to see StarKid, and I would get to meet you people, which I really want to do. And I've never been to the West Coast ever. I've never been over there. I've never been to Washington, or I've never been west of Wisconsin. That's awful that I haven't. So I would love to go out there just for the fact that I've never been over there, and you guys could like take me to Seattle and show, like we have all sorts of really sweet places. Hell yeah, I want to go. I'm going. Okay, I'm going. Yes, the answer is yes. Okay. Favorite female StarKid? Oh, I hate this question. Probably Jamie. But I hate saying that because I love them all. But probably Jamie, because I feel like Jamie is probably the closest to me in personality. I mean, that seems like a really weird reason to say that. But I just love her. She's kind of really inspirational. Like, she's really confident in herself, but not in, like, an annoying, cocky sort of way. She's beautiful and extremely talented and funny, like, really funny. I love funny people, obviously. If you're funny, if you can make me laugh, if we get each other's humor, we will be friends. I will love you. There will immediately be a place for you in my heart. I love funny people. So, and I love funny women because I feel like women get, well, that is also a reason to love all the StarKid women because they're all funny, especially Lauren Lopez. She's probably, like, got some of the best comedic timing in a person. Like, oh my God. But, because, I mean, who can beat her Draco or her Taz or even her Commissioner Gordon? Like, I mean, really? Lauren, please. So, but yeah, no, I just feel like so many, society as a whole and so many men in general, like, insist that women are not funny, and that is clearly not true. And so whenever, like, I find confident, kind of individual, like, unique, funny, intelligent women, I just immediately love them. And I feel like all of the StarKid women are like that. But for some reason, I just, like, really connect with Jamie. So I guess Jamie Lynn Beatty is my favorite. Favorite song that Darren sings? So, I mean, I guess that means not just songs he's written, but songs that he covers. I love them all, but there's always, like, there's a particular, like, 4 or 5 of them that I always return to and that I could listen to, like, a million times and never, ever get tired. Jealousy. Stutter. I Still Think. Bring It On Home to Me. Because, Darren, please, who allowed you to sing that song? No. And was Another Love Affair, which is not even, like, recorded anywhere. The only reason I have it is because he sang it at Market Days and people recorded it. I guess there's a version of it that was on his, like, physical EP if you bought it, but not on the digital one. And I have the digital one, so I didn't know about it beforehand. But I'm really hoping for that song to be on this album that he keeps mysteriously working on. I love that song. When I was standing at Market Days in the crowd with my Purple Dinosaur t-shirt on and my bright pink tube socks and my frickin', I was soaking wet because it rained the whole frickin' day. And he started singing that song. I swear to you, I just stood stock still and stared at him because I felt like every lyric I felt like he had just opened my mind and like read it, like emptied the contents of my brain onto his paper when he wrote those lyrics, because I just did. Like I've never felt more connected to a song. I loved that song. I still love that song, even though I don't feel that way anymore. I mean, I still do kind of, but not really. Um, it will always hold a special place in my heart because of that. And he sang it live, and he was so cute. And he was like, you know, this is a new song, and I'm not really sure how it's gonna go, but like we're all friends here, and like we can make mistakes in front of people we love, so we're just gonna go for it. And I was like, you're precious. And then he started singing, and I was like, turn. So yeah, those are my favorites. But every time he sings a new song, it's my favorite for a while. So I don't know, it's always changing. But those are the 5 I always return to. I love them. Do you like the beach? I shouldn't have put this one at the end. I didn't realize that I was going to answer that question like by way of answering other questions. But yes, I love the beach. I've probably mentioned the beach / lakes / the ocean like 50 times already. Yes, I love the beach forever and ever. I love water. I love the creatures that live in the ocean, although they do scare me too. Like there are times I like get nervous about getting in the ocean because I just like don't want to die. But last time I was at the beach, like the ocean, when I was in Florida visiting my family, my parents and I went to Cocoa Beach, and there were dolphins. We saw them from afar, so that was cool. And when we were in the water, there was this like I don't know what you call a group of stingrays, but there was a school. I don't know if they're a school. I don't know what they are. But there was a whole bunch of them. There was a group of stingrays that were swimming by. Like, they were in this big wave that went by. So that was cool. So we saw them. And there was a manatee. I've never seen so much wildlife at the beach before, ever. I don't know what was going on, but it was really cool. The only thing I don't like about the beach is being covered in sand afterwards when you've been like wet all day and then you can't get it off yourself no matter how many times you shower. That's the only thing I don't like. But being at the beach and the sand while I'm there and like the water and everything, love the beach. So yeah, that's my last question. I'm kind of sad. This was really fun. Maybe I'll do another one some other time. But yeah, that was my question video. I hope you enjoyed it. I talked for a really long time. And it's in 2 parts. So, yay. Hopefully this internet, because it's slow, will allow me to upload it so that you can actually see it tonight. But we'll see. But anyhow, ta-ta for now. I love you all. Have a good night.